Good morning, Richard Eckley here. Happy Tuesday morning to you. A much brighter and happier day. I am today anyway, because I slept last night. I helped a lot compared to the night before. 2 hours sleep isn't a good amount of sleep to try and have a good day on the following day. It's not good. So much better last night. So I'm rested and happier and well away today. So we're on Tuesday. We're on a Wealth Tuesday on your 4 keys to a healthier, happier you. And the question today is, have you ever thought about writing a book? Now, they said statistically, if I can even say the word, 85% of people believe they have a book inside them, would like to write a book, but only 1% actually get round to writing the book. And they said, well, why people don't do it? They just, half the time, they just don't know where to start. They've got sort of like a vague idea, but they don't know where to start. So I'm just going to go through a little bit of the basics of writing your first book you want to do today. So first of all, your first your subject choice. You have basically there's 2 areas where they've got non-fiction or fiction. Non-fiction is more factual. You sort of like you can do a training, you can do a guide, you can do something through your experiences, through life experiences. So if there's something you've experienced, something you want to sort of help someone else do, you can actually write a book. Most days, right? About something you experience, something you know, or something you're prepared to do the research in to find about. Just like life's like a true story, if you like. So non-fiction is like a true story. You can write about things you actually know about, things you're prepared to research and learn about. You can write it, you can help other people through your writings. Well, then non-fiction is the total whatever you want. Let your imagination go wild, dream up fantasy worlds, fantasy people, fantasy events, whatever you want. And that's the non-fiction part. And you can, as I said, do that. You can just, if you feel more creative, you can then do like your Lords of the Rings or your Avatars, and you can create magical worlds, or you can just create murder mysteries and romance thrillers, and you can do anything you want and let your mind go wild. So you've got basically the 2 areas. You've got your fiction and your non-fiction. So first of all, it's deciding which area you want to go into, which feels like it's more your calling. It's finding something you'll just naturally be attracted to one or the other. You'll think either your creative juices are flowing and you think, oh yeah, fiction's for me. I've got these magic ideas, this magic world, and I want to write a book about that. Or you think, oh, I want to help some people. I want to do some things that's like just going to be more experiential. And they can sort of like, help people develop, and perhaps a little guide if you like. Yes, that's right, old Ricky here. And so yes, that's your way that way. So it's those 2 ways that way. And then it's taking the time to think, right then, now we're going to start. The only way you write a book is to start writing a book. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it is so true. Unless you start to write it, you never will. You'll be thinking about it, be putting it off. You think one day I'll get around to it. But with this lockdown, now is the perfect time to write your first book. So just get the first bits done. So you just start to write. You just think, right, what do I want to write about? Just break it down. Basically, your best way is to just reduce it down to about 100 pages or less to start off your first book. So if you start to think, I'm going to write a 300-page novel, it's just massive. It's just sometimes just, well, that was too much. I can't even start it. But if you reduce it down, and if you have enough sort of like stuff into it, you've got enough material, you could make it like 3 books, 3 100-page books. You can make them bigger books that way, but instead of just doing one big one at the start. So reduce it down, makes it smaller, then just break it down into perhaps 8, 10, 12 chapters. So you just break it down to smaller lumps. That's how you cope with any problem. You break a problem down to smaller lumps and do it. So you start off with your first chapter. You start off, think about your heading, what you'd like for your heading, think about your main book of the book, for your heading of the book, and then start your chapters, then break it down. You break everything down much smaller and simpler to what you want to do. And then they said, if it's a non-fiction one, you then do your research into what you want, because it's good to use your experiences. But if you want a really good book, you need to spend some time doing the research, so you can not only have your knowledge, but you can get experts' knowledge as well. So you can do this research, get their knowledge, you put that into your book. So you're not stealing it, you're actually modelling with the information they've given you, and you're increasing that into yours, which shares it, makes it more authentic, if you like, and it's more better experience, because one person's experience is just one person's experience. If you can get 5 or 6 people's experiences, you get much more broader base of knowledge, which you can put into your book. And that's on the non-fiction side. Again, on the fiction side, you can just go ballistic, let your mind go wild, and just write whatever you want to write. It's just, there's no governing lines to non-fiction. It's just whatever you want, and you can create whatever you want. So it's just what you want. And then that could just start you off on a whole new path. Just by you starting to write your first book. It could just be like an ebook of perhaps 20 pages. You can start off as small as you want, and then you could expand on things down the road. But it's getting that initial start. It's like anything in life. Until you start it, you can think about it all you like. But until you actually start doing something, that's when you really get into it. And that's when things start to develop and change direction. So yeah. Yes, my little thought today is on, would you like to write a book? Well, today is probably the best time to start it. And this lockdown is going to give you the best chance of doing it. There we go. Have yourself a good day today. All the best for now.